Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe, where today we're going to be finally taking a look at a brand new weapon from Baro, and let's be honest, it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. We are of course taking a look at the AkLex Prime. For those of you who've been playing since the release of the normal X Prime, you'll know people have been wanting a primed version of the AkLex. Well, our favourite Void Trader has brought a special relic with him that literally only has Lex parts in there to be able to farm and eventually build the AkLex Prime. The weapon does require 2 fully built Lex Prime, so that means 20 Orokin cells as well, plus it also requires the Link, which is the rarest part of the relic. But what does the weapon have to offer stats wise when you finally got it built? Well, it comes with the same huge base damage of 150 that the Lex Prime does. The majority, 120, comes in the form of puncture, 15 as both impact and slash. Also has the same 25% status chance, the same 25% critical chance, 200% critical damage multiplier. So I can hear you all asking, well, what's the difference between the two then? Well, you get double the magazine size of 16 rounds and a slightly higher fire rate of 2.67 compared to 2.08. The trade-off of having these two increases over the standard Lex Prime is that you get a reasonably low accuracy of 9.8 compared to 16 of the single Prime. The reload speed drops down to 3 seconds for a full reload, which actually feels very slow. And even the recoil seems to be much higher as well. Although with no figures to really back that up, it's more by feeling than anything else. So how did I end up building the AkLex Prime? Well, to be honest, it's exactly the same way as I went with the single Lex Prime. Took the weapon, there's no polarities on there to start with, put 4 Former on there, all V polarities. I then went with a pretty standard crit build: Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, Prime Pistol Gambit, Prime Target Cracker, and then 2 dual stat elementals of your choosing. The final mod is pretty much whatever you want to do. You could go with another elemental on there, you could go with Quick Draw or Prime Slip Magazine to combat the long reload. You would need another Former for Prime Slip Magazine. You could go with Hydraulic Crosshairs to put your crit chance over 100% if you want to, but with the low accuracy, it's not really the best option in my opinion. If you want that sort of crit type mod, I would go with Sharpened Bullets for more crit damage for when you get a kill. Targeting subsystem could be an option as well for more accuracy when you land a hit. That can really help with the weapon's lack of accuracy. Steady hands on there could go with the recoil. There's, you know, the advantage of a weapon that is super strong, like the Lex Prime, the AkLex Prime, is that you can often end up with slots where you could go with a more damage if you want to. However, you also have the leeway to be able to lessen the downsides of the weapon if you want or need to, without hurting the weapon too badly. I love the flexibility that offers. So what do I think of the AkLex Prime? Do I think it's worth building? And you know what, yes, I think if you like the standard Lex, you would probably like it as well. Provided you don't go into it thinking it's going to be as accurate as the single version, then you can't really go wrong. It's not going to pop heads like the single version does, which does hurt it if you want to go for like a Hydraulic Crosshairs build. But it addresses some of the things that the standard Lex isn't amazing about, like dealing with crowds. Also the fire rate, it feels so much easier to use when you're fighting a crowd of things than the single one does. It's definitely not a straight upgrade, it's more of a perfectly decent side grade to the original weapon. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because they do feel enough, you know, different enough to not feel exactly the same, while retaining the badass looks and incredible sound that the Lex Prime has. In fact, the AkLex Prime has double the looks, double the Lex Prime sound, so it's definitely an upgrade in my books. I'd say that it is worth farming for sure. Now I did want to just address that a little bit quickly before the ending of the video. I've seen some real salt and, you know, had a lot of real salty messages about the AkLex Prime, and it's starting to get a bit ridiculous. People complaining that you have to spend ducats to get relics to be able to farm the AkLex Prime parts. I'm sorry, but so what? Look, ducat farming is not difficult, even if you don't have much time to play. But to be able to turn your unwanted parts into guaranteed relics, to be able to get a high chance of getting these AkLex parts, no additional, there's no additional farming there. What exactly is wrong with that? There is only AkLex parts and Former on the actual relic itself. Me and a friend of mine did a single Axie defense and had everything by the end of it, including the rare part, because there is literally 6 things on the entire relic. It's one of the easiest weapons we've had to get our hands on in a long time without straight up just buying it. I know I'm going to get some flack for saying this from those that think this is the worst thing to happen in gaming history. But it is getting a little ridiculous that as soon as someone has to do even a couple of hours of playing the actual game, Even if you have crap RNG, it's unlikely to take you more than that. These people throw their toys out of the pram. I'm sorry, but if you don't enjoy playing the game anymore, perhaps it's time to look at playing something you do enjoy playing. This is the first time that Baro has brought a new weapon to the table in something like 500 days. And you know what? It's a good one that the community has been asking for quite some time. So let's take some time to actually enjoy something once in a while, instead of immediately going all salty. Please, please, please. Now with that said, hopefully I don't really have to say it too often. I don't like saying it, but occasionally it needs to be said. Hopefully the Sauron Prime video will come tomorrow. AkLex Prime coming out today really put a bit of a spanner in the works for that, but it is being worked on. However, many thanks for watching. Feel free to hit that sub button, like if you like my content, and I shall see you in the next video.